And that's when I told him, masks, I need that. Just take my underwear.
So you told this guy to smell your underwear.
Oh, yeah, something like,
Oh,
hey guys,
everybody.
how's it going? Oh, we didn't even know that you guys were here. Welcome.
Welcome back, beautiful people and ghoulish souls. This is episode 5 of Knowledge, Nonsense, and Reasoning. It's fully underway.
Today we bring on a very close friend of ours. He has some experience with firsthand with COVID-19, and also not only does he have experience with it, but his family has experience with COVID-19, and we're excited to bring him on, Raul. Right? I'm very excited to bring him on.
I'm very excited. I haven't seen CRESPO in a very long time, so even though we're not physically in front of each other, it's nice to see my friend.
Most definitely.
Don't forget about your friends, guys.
He is indeed a fun guy. Without further ado,
Mr. Alex CRESPO. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Oh, what's going on, guys?
What's up,
Thanks
brother?
for having me on the podcast.
Welcome. We're happy to have you here. By the way, guys, quick disclaimer. No association with Elvis CRESPO, but he does have that suavemente.
I got the moves.
Wow. And I thought we were the dancers. Look at this guy
Dancer
go.
tips.
Well, welcome, CRESPO. Welcome, man.
What's up, brother? You all good?
How you doing? How you guys doing? My bad, you froze on me a little bit there.
Oh, man,
nah, you're good.
Sorry,
You're good.
bro.
This is all trial and error over here. Once again, welcome to the show, man. We're very excited to have you on. We're very excited for you to talk about your experience throughout these crazy times with COVID-19. We're gonna start off this podcast by basically letting CRESPO take the floor, take the stage, talk about what his experiences are. We are gonna be listening just as our audience is listening, and we're gonna ask some questions along the way, just to understand a little bit better. So before we get to the story, I'd like to ask CRESPO, what is it that you do right now?
Oh, right now I'm a full-time nursing student, just studying my way onto the floors, man. Trying to be on the front lines there.
Right. Let me ask you a question.
What inspired you to join that field?
Well, I was working as a pharmacy technician to become a pharmacist at a Baptist hospital, and I realized like how much the nurses actually do for these patients. I was there, I was watching it. They give their all for all these patients that are on there. So I was like, you know what? Like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to be working behind a laptop, filling out orders. I need to be out there, protecting these people, trying to give them a second chance at life. So that was my motivation right there.
Nice, man.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. And that's a great sentiment. I really like that.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
So I want to go ahead and let's get to the point. Let's see what you have to say, man. The floor is yours.
What's your story?
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex CRESPO.
Well, it's crazy, man, because my parents were the first ones to get the coronavirus. My mom, she got sick for like a week. And lucky enough, since I was just studying all of this, I was able to catch these symptoms. Like, I was listening to her on Saturday, and she had a little bit of congestion in her lungs. And I'm like, oh, it's not that bad so far. On Sunday, I heard it again. And then I'm like, she's got a little bit it's getting worse. I think you need to go to the hospital. She was out of breath, all that stuff. And lucky enough, I sent her to the hospital, and she got her treatment because she had gotten pneumonia, actually. Her O2 sats were low. She couldn't breathe, all this stuff. So she ended up getting the treatment. She was hospitalized for like about a week. And my sister ended up getting it too at the same time as her. I ended up getting it the next day. And then my father got it. So the whole family got it. Even my dog was sick. My dog was actually my dog was actually throwing up and having diarrhea all over the place, man. It was crazy. Wow. I don't know about corona, but
yeah.
I don't know if she got corona, but she got something, man. The whole family got sick.
And just to make so that I know and everybody knows, you guys all live under the same roof.
Yeah, we're all in the same house.
Except for the dog. You had mentioned that the dog is he has the efficiency, right?
Yeah, she has her own little spot in the house,
Okay.
She pays rent. She pays rent.
Really?
Oh,
wow.
Hey, the hustle doesn't stop. I like it.
She's probably the one teaching CRESPO how to dance. Oh, I know.
CRESPO didn't always have those moves.
Yeah, sure. Right? Man, so that's pretty crazy, bro. So what you're telling us is that you had everybody that was living under your roof, right? Everyone get this virus, right?
Except my sister. She has her own place, and she was hanging out with my mom around the time, and she ended up getting it too.
Wow. Now, was anyone more sick than anyone else? Like, was anybody considerably worse? or feeling considerably worse?
My mother, for sure. She's always had respiratory problems.
Okay.
She's she's overweight. All this. She has all these background medical issues. So she definitely did get it the worst. I had it pretty bad. I had symptoms for about a week, and I it was just a series of symptoms. It's different from any other virus. Whereas like you when you get sick with a regular cold, you have the stuffy nose and you have the temperature, and then after a few days those all leave and you're feeling better. No, this was like I had cough one day. The next day it would just be an insane headache. The day after it would be I was congested and couldn't breathe. The day after that it was back to the cough. Like it was just a crazy bunch of symptoms, no order for whatsoever.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
That's
man.
insane all around. Wow.
Yeah.
And how you feeling now?
Well, I'm feeling much better. I feel kind of back to myself, not 100% for sure. Yeah, I still have my days where I'm like, tired out of nowhere, random headaches, things like that. But for the most part, I can breathe. I can cough. I'm not coughing, so that's a blessing on its own right there. Seeing another day.
Most definitely.
Most
definitely.
Yeah.
Sure.
And more importantly, my parents have recovered too. They my mom's oxygen is back up. She's back at the house, so that's very fortunate.
That's good, man. That's great to hear. That's great to hear that you guys all had
Yeah, bro.
a safe recovery.
That's good. But with that said, do you think that your knowledge of everything like made you view it in a different way, being a nursing student working at a hospital beforehand?
Oh, for sure. I mean, like I definitely knew how to take the preventative steps. I mean, we all talk about like taking our vitamins, boosting up the immune system, all that stuff. When I saw the symptoms coming, I started taking Mucinex, and that just weakened up everything. You want to loosen up all that mucus inside of you. I started taking that preventively. I told my mom to take it, and that just helped prevent a same situation my mom had, where pneumonia is what got her feeling really bad. I ended up getting an acute respiratory infection because of this. And lucky enough, I took my antibiotics and I was fine. It didn't get anything worse. So it just basically like it helped me prevent things from getting worse and help my mother get into feel better before things got worse.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you handled everything as best as you could in those circumstances.
Man,
So-
we're all trying to do as best we can, because this is something that not everybody knows how to deal with. It's just nobody knows how to deal with it right now. It's just trial and error.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No. Well, we talk about it all the time. I'm sure you know that. But yeah, no, we're literally just trying to figure it out. I think everybody's trying to figure it out from the top down at this point, right?
I feel like
It's crazy.
it's coronavirus because we live out pretty west, all of us. As far west as Miami goes, and now is when we're starting to see this virus start really trickling into the
Like our community, our vicinity.
when was it that you and your family started getting affected by this?
So my mother got it the week before Father's Day. I got it the day after Father's Day.
Wow.
And that was I would say shortly after the reopening of it, reopening of the city, all that.
All that fun stuff.
I firmly believe we have no idea where it first started from. We were all quarantined, for 3 months without seeing anybody. I was at the house. I was doing it specifically to protect them. Turns out they got me sick.
Yeah.
So I was seeing nobody. I was at the house all the time. And then as soon as this quarantine ended, she opened up her business, and she has a business with kids.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Kids carry around all these viruses. Actually, like my buddy who works in St. Nicholas right now, he's seeing all these kids with coronavirus cases. And so she obviously was exposed, and it came to us. And that's how I firmly believe it spread. But, with these, you don't know where to blame.
You never, and it's not a time to blame.
Yeah, it's not.
It's I don't think that blame is the accurate word, because I think that people need to be more aware of their health. And it goes back to what everybody's talking about. What is it? Contact tracing.
Contact tracing, yeah.
So let me ask you, Crespo, do you know about contact tracing and whatnot?
Is that when they're like trying to figure out where it first started? They're trying to where it spreads through.
Yeah,
I
like
know.
where
I know
you
for
know
like a
of
little
it.
bit of it. Yeah, I know of it. Yeah, I would say.
Right. So there's nothing really instilled into society here in Miami right now that
none of it. I
Right.
mean, we don't even know the recovery numbers for the whole state of Florida.
right.
Nobody has access to those because they're quote unquote too unreliable.
I mean,
And
there's
I
truth in
mean,
that, right? I mean, Crespo, you would know more
yeah,
than
and I
us.
mean also like those numbers are just like they're all over the place. I wouldn't necessarily try to look at those numbers as like oh, is this really bad or is this really good? It's like, Corona's nothing. No, it's not true. Corona's something serious. Like for me, I didn't get the serious part of it. My mother did though, and she had it bad.
Right.
A lot of people, they say like, the people who are who are part of the death toll numbers, they're already immunocompromised. Yeah, that's true. They may have been immunocompromised, but at the same time, they may have had like 6 to a year left of living versus now they're in the ICU because the coronavirus got them earlier. So it's better to just be safe all around for everybody's health, not put the blame on anybody, like you said, or
Right.
don't quarantine me because I'm fine, but other people should be quarantined. That's not how the case should be.
Right. No, most definitely, man. Most definitely. And we talk a lot of we're starting to talk a lot about mental health. It's becoming a trend on this show, and it's a trend that I like to talk about, especially now throughout people being quarantined. There's not a lot of places to escape this anxiety that people deal with on a day in and day out basis. I can give an example. I was talking to a good friend of mine that works at a doctor's office that it's a very high volume job where he deals with a lot of clientele. And before COVID, his escape would be to go out with his girlfriend, to go out dancing, to go out drinking, to have a good time, to have a nightlife type of weekend, right? Now he doesn't have that, right? Now he and just like many others have to find a different route to release this anxiety, because if you don't release it and you're still stressed over the weekend and then you go back to work on Monday, it's just gonna stack up and stack up and stack up.
Until one day you just explode.
You just snap.
And then you just end up flipping out on everybody at work, and everybody's looking at you, and you're that crazy guy from the office now.
I've seen Raul do that plenty of times.
It's only been twice.
Pre-COVID.
I can't even lie. I've had my moments recently.
Yeah, man, it's hard.
It's not easy, man. It's not easy. Everybody at some point hits a certain a low moment.
A point, yeah. Everybody has a breaking point. Everybody.
But Crespo, let me ask you, man, how has your experience affected your mental health? But if possible, a positive answer and a negative answer. You know what I'm saying?
So with all of this beforehand, with the COVID, my whole thing, my way of de-stressing was always hit the gym. Put those weights up, kickbox, whatever it is to just de-stress. And so when the gym closures, that was the toughest thing for me. Because I'm going through school right now. I have all these stresses on top of the fact that I'm learning all these deadly diseases. You can imagine how that takes a toll when you're quarantined in your room 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, learning about all these diseases, and there's no way to de-stress. Yeah. So I definitely had an anxiety issue through this coronavirus, and I know many people did. To a point where like I did end up having to see specialists for anxiety, and it wasn't easy. But on the positive side, I do have a better outlook on life after all of this. I do appreciate more of my time here, and I mean, just to like put it out there, like I would put my life on pause just to wait till I got to a better situation, like most people do. I'm sure that most people they have this idea where, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go on this trip when I'm making like $20,000 in my savings, or when I have $80,000 income or $100,000 income, I'm gonna make these trips. I'm gonna do this, do that, and I don't look at it like that anymore. I'm done putting my life on pause after all this because you never know what could happen. My mother, she got really ill, and we were all terrified for her. And I mean, I was terrified for myself too, because I was like, damn, this could get terrible at any point. So that freaked me out a little bit. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, I need to start living my life. I need to start taking advantage of these moments, not put them on pause and wait until I get into a better situation. If I want to go on a trip, next week, then I'll do it. Which is actually something I commend Raul on. He's like, I'm going to go to Orlando in 2 weeks. Yo, do it, man.
I mean, bro, I'm excited, but I'm also slightly terrified too. So don't. It's not all green flowers and cakewalks over here.
Cakewalks? What's a cakewalk?
So a cakewalk is when you arrive to the gingerbread house, and it's the pathway leading up to the gingerbread house. A cakewalk.
Oh,
duh,
man!
Everybody knows that.
How could I forget?
Anyway, but yeah, bro.
That's the first time I hear that.
Yeah, right.
I just made it up on the spot.
More you know.
It was quick. The more you know. Right?
I'm here like, wow, I missed that day in history for sure.
Yeah, bro. It's knowledge, nonsense reasonings with a little bit of seasoning on top,
with
right?
A little bit of suavemente.
No association to Office CRESPO.
But we are looking for sponsors.
Any sponsors. But anyways, I'm mad excited to go to Disney. I've actually been reading a lot of articles on it. Apparently they have thousands of sanitation stations. Fun little phrase, by the way. Sanitation stations.
Sanitation stations.
Sanitation stations, dog.
That could be the hook of a song.
Yeah.
Just piggybacking off that, like, I think that's the way it should be. I think even though, because I was quarantined, I did everything right, and I still got it. This is not getting any easier, and it's not getting any better.
It's not
with and without the quarantine. So I think the best thing is try to live our life as normal as possible, but also take those extra precautions. Be that guy at the gym that spends that extra 2 minutes wiping down the equipment, or
definitely.
Oh my God, man! I was at the gym before I got sick, and it was just ridiculous how many people weren't doing that. But
not even wearing.
Yeah, just
none of it.
Yeah,
none of it, because I was going. I went to the gym for I made it like a week and a half, and then the gym I was going to got shut down again. So at that point, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe right now is not the time. Yeah, bro. Yeah, and at this point, I'm like, you know what? Let's just take a pause on that. And it sucks. Because
that's what I had to do.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, and it sucks because you want to go be fit.
But CRESPO, you're still. Are you doing something to stay active? At least going on runs or doing some type of HIIT cardio at your house?
Man, I do push-ups and all these body weight workouts at home. I tried to do it like in the recovery part of my illness, and that was the worst idea ever. They tell you not to work out while you're sick, and I think it's for a reason. So I'm getting there little by little. I'm doing push-ups every day, trying to build my endurance back up. But there is times where I'll be out of breath after doing it more than usual. Usually if you're out of shape, you'll lose your breath or whatever, you lose your strength. But this one, it's different. It's weird when you get lightheaded. And it's a point where you might faint. So you just try to take it easy, but also push yourself as much as you can.
Right.
But without, permanent damage, hopefully, or anything.
Exactly.
Because we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, that's really the scariest part about it all. Like, everybody's like, oh, it's just like a normal flu. It's like, man.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. You're not a scientist. You're not a doctor. Like, this could possibly, and you've seen it, like people have not gotten their taste back, their smell back.
Yeah. One of my cousins has it.
Yeah.
And he has no sense of taste or sense of smell right now at all.
That's actually how I first knew I had it. Like, I was making coffee, and I burned my coffee, because you know how you wake up and you smell that coffee and you have that coffee smell as soon as it starts brewing. I had forgotten about my coffee. I couldn't smell it, and it was like overfilled with coffee. It's crazy. Wow. It's weird.
Yeah,
that's insane.
All right, I'm gonna hit this last question here. So what would you want someone to take away from your story, CRESPO?
Man, just just be safe, take the precautions. just because you are healthy doesn't mean that you don't want you won't end up in a bad situation after getting sick. So it's better to just be careful, take care of yourself, take care of everybody else, and let's just hope that this can go away as soon as possible.
And I
The
feel
numbers
like
start dropping.
the only way that's possible if we come together as a society,
Yeah.
and do what Crespo's preaching, which is follow the right protocols when you're going to gyms, or if you're going out, washing your hands constantly. If you're wearing gloves, changing your gloves. When you get home, desanitizing before entering the house. When I get home, I come into the garage and I strip down. When I come home from work, I strip down, and then, just so I have everything there. And then from there, I wash my stuff. I wash myself, boom, sanitize. And, if everybody gets on that same tip, bro, if everybody's on this level, putting masks on, then we will come out of this or the other side winning.
I mean, and you see that in other countries. Like the other countries, their numbers have already dropped. They're already recovering. It's just in our side, it's like
no
always
one wants to
picking
be on
a
the same
side. Like,
page,
wear
bro.
a mask. Yeah, it's like wear a mask or don't wear a mask. Like, no, why can't you just be, on the same side as everybody?
Yeah, bro, because
and just protect each other.
People turn it into something that it's not, into a battle of you versus me. Why they got to be a constant battle of you versus me? Just wear the mask, even if you don't think it works. Why can't you just be a member of society? Just, hey.
Yeah, bro, throw a mustache on it, bro. Make it cute.
Buy a cool mask. I just got a Star Wars mask recently. I can't wait to wear it out. It's great.
It's almost like part of fashion now. You see, China, I don't know if it's China or Japan, one of those countries are having like a full fashion fit with a mask and everything, a full fit.
Come on, guys, have fun with it, bro. What are we doing?
I mean, man. I mean, just think about before, when we didn't have the mask, with all these healthcare workers, how they were killing each other for these masks, and they wanted these masks, and they were trying to find somewhere to buy these masks from. They weren't doing that because, for our safety or anything like that. Like, they were doing that to protect themselves. They needed those masks. Just think about it like that. They're not wearing it for no reason.
It's true, man.
And plus, bro, we've all worn much worse things. I'm looking at you, jorts. There has been much worse fashion statements than masks.
White Trash Wednesday, boy.
Where's my natties? But
hey, show them thighs, boy.
Oh, man. Hey, thighs stay lives.
You said natty, and Crespo just flashed back to his days at FSU.
Oh, my God. I felt like I had to shotgun a beer real quick.
Yeah, right. This guy just already flipped.
Hey, bro, we'll join you, dude. Don't sweat it.
All right, man. So thank you so much for sharing, Crespo. We're gonna keep you on the show for the rest of our time here, but we appreciate you coming in and sharing such a personal story with us and with our audience, and we're doing this to get the message out there that this is something that should be taken very serious. We're very happy and grateful that you came on.
And your whole family.
Yeah, and we're happy that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for coming on, but more importantly, we're happy that you guys are okay, feeling better, man. That's a scary time.
Yeah, man. That's a real blessing right there. That we're all safe now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're happy. We're happy you guys are feeling better all around. And again, thank you for sharing your story with us. You don't have to do that. We really appreciate it.
Most definitely. And if you get really good at dancing, bro, we'll throw you on here every episode for 5 minutes, just so you're not too alone.
We can make a troop, and hey, that way
I'm saying
we'll throw your Cash App out there, bro. We're creating jobs out here, guys. Unemployment.
I'll take tips, man.
We'll take it all.
We pay in friendship.
It's hard being a nursing student without a job right now.
No hugs, though.
Baby.
Stand away from me, please.
Oh, that's for sure. I'll do too.
I asked Crespo what his job title was through message, and he's like, broke.
I think a lot of people have that job right now.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So speaking about jobs, let's talk about what was it Ivanka Trump wanted to say to
today the White House launched a new initiative. It's called Try Something New. So it's about everybody just, hey, you know that job you had before? Just let it go. Try something new. Go find a new job. Go to a vocational school. Sacrifice 10 years of your life doing something you don't want to do to help the economy that was ruined by who knows. Cool.
So they're basically telling us, hey, just go get a job.
Just go get a job. Any job.
Toughen it up.
Tighten up, bro.
Why not?
You've
Want to
been
be a
working at the
janitor?
same job 20 years? Nah,
I
just try
mean,
something new.
yeah, exactly. Like, hey,
I mean, yeah, bro, that's crazy. Yeah, so basically, they said that people should take a breather on 2 to 4 year college degrees and go to vocational schools and jobs that that teach you skills that you could use at a job.
imagine
Man,
that,
you know
bro.
what that reminds me of? That you guys remember when the coal mining people were losing their jobs? Was it the mining
Yeah.
people? Yeah,
Well,
and
yeah.
they told them to start learning the code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Oh,
exactly what
yeah.
it is.
And now
Try something
we're
else.
turning, and now we're popping a U-turn on that. Now it's like, hey, go learn how to manufacture some stuff, which guess what? United States used to be the leader of manufacturing about 50, 60 years ago. Let's look at Detroit. These guys used to make cars, the best music in America. And now, well, you can't even find a clean water faucet, huh?
Yeah, man. That's so crazy.
That's so crazy.
That's pretty crazy. Where my beef with that task force that they're launching is, like you're saying, to sacrifice going to school or if you're already going to school for a job that might not exist anymore. It's like, yeah, you know what? All this time that you spent trying to do what you want to do, forget about it. Just sacrifice, for us, for the economy. Don't worry about it.
Wow, and that's a great point that I didn't even think about, because also they don't talk about loans. So what if you took out these loans to go to school for this job that no longer exists, and now you're gonna go drop out and
Be a janitor
and hey, there's no problem with being
at
a
all.
gen.
At all. Right now, we need
Every
all of
job
them. We need
matters,
all of them.
but there should be more support from your government than just go find something to do, bro.
Yeah, like there's no website where you like there's no, hey, look, this is what you got. No, it's just move on. That's it.
That sounds like a great plan. Quit your job, take out a loan, and try to find a new job.
Dude,
Sounds like an
that's
amazing plan.
That's absurd. That's absurd.
Hey, man. I think we're all just one bad afternoon away from doing that.
Straight up, bro.
Absolutely.
Straight up, man.
But yeah, so.
But on the flip side, we'll turn it to something positive. On the flip side, what if that was the initiative someone needed to be like, you know what? Fuck my job. Screw my job. I'm not gonna work in this job anymore. I'm gonna try something new.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's what this pandemic did to me and Jonathan over here. We talked about doing this for years upon years, like it was a little fairy tale that was gonna be made into a Disney movie. But then we decided to actually pursue it, because guess what? The world's ending and nobody seems to know what they're doing. So hey, let's join this party and let's see if we can figure it out. What do we
Try
do?
something new.
you know what's crazy?
Try something new.
I just thought about it. You know how like people ask you, what would you do if you find out that if there's a meteor coming straight to Earth?
Yeah.
And they come out and they're like, you have 12 hours to live. What are you gonna go do? And a lot of people are gonna go party. A lot of people are gonna go out and they're gonna go, And I kind of feel like a lot of these people that are out like that probably have that mindset, right? They're like, F it. The world's ending. Why not?
Maybe they just don't have anything else to really look forward to.
Maybe, bro. Maybe.
Man, I have a lot that I look forward to, man. When I think about that, the world.
And that's why, and that's why you attempted to be safe at home, but bro, you got compromised.
Bro, they show.
That's.
Man, when I want to be able to look back on my deathbed and be like, I saw this mountain, I went to this national park, I went through this country.
That's awesome, bro.
That's what I would want to do.
Especially after going toe to toe with the virus like that and coming out on the other side once again, thankfully, healthy and safe.
And also your whole family. Hey, bro, that's awesome. And unfortunately, not everybody gets to say that.
Yeah.
So we're very happy for you again, just to really emphasize that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
no, for sure, man. So let's
lighten up the mood.
Yeah, let's lighten up the mood. Just
so back to our bubble.
Yeah, man.
The bubble that's not a bubble, the NBA.
Oh man, yeah. Let's talk about Orlando,
bro. So these guys, all the basketball players are gonna have access to some of the best rides after hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
So the park will be just open for them.
But it's funny because it's not every ride, just specific rides. You got Expedition Everest, you got Tower of Terror, you got some of the Star Wars rides, Expedition Everest, just for these guys.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Man, they have all these rides open to them. And, it's funny that they still find something to complain about.
Yeah,
bro.
His Velveeta.
Velveeta, bro.
Bro, I get it.
I love Velveeta.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I wish somebody treated me to Velveeta sometimes.
But I just wish somebody would bring me food to my room. That sounds
Right?
nice too. Yeah, man. Sure, bro. Bring me a sandwich. I don't care. That sounds like a day. I don't know, man. I mean, look, I get it. It's not their quality of life that they're used to, but bro, why are you there then? What are you there for the fancy meals, or are you there to quote unquote send a message?
I'd be there for the rides after hours. That sounds that sounds dope, man.
What do you mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
just look. Disney After Hours just has tremendo appeal to it.
Bro.
Yeah, man, all those
Tremendo
lights,
appeal
you
to it.
know.
Yeah, bro.
And
that's-
imagine, bro, you're there with bro, you're chilling with all your boys at Disney.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
You don't
bro.
have to
It
worry
sounds
about
like-
the lines,
Yeah, straight up.
those stuffy
No lines.
lines.
You know who's probably upset that he's not going to be able to go on all these rides? Our buddy Rajon Rondo, huh?
Yeah, so the first injury of the bubble, Rajon Rondo, starting point guard of the Lakers, he broke his thumb. Well,
So-
fractured.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I like Rajon Rondo. He's a scrapper, man. He reminds I play basketball. That's that same mindset, a scrapper, pass first, And man, he was. I don't know if you saw, but this guy was getting ripped. This guy was getting ripped for the NBA reboot in Orlando, bro. This guy was doing boxing, working out, man. This guy was looking mean and cut. And it just sucks that this guy's so injury prone, bro. And he was having a good season as
Yeah. Well, he was averaging 7.1 points and about the same number of assists for Lakers.
yeah, man, helping Brown out, bro. But you know what? They're gonna be okay.
I don't agree with this.
You know why?
statement.
You know why? CRESPO, do you know why they're gonna be okay?
Oh my god.
Nah, I don't know why.
Because Dion Poppy Waiters is on the Lakers, ladies and gentlemen. Prediction right now:
Bro.
18 points per game, 4 assists, 2
Bro.
rebounds, 0.2 steals.
The king of edibles is the emperor of edibles is not your savior.
Listen to me.
That's not your guy.
Listen to me.
It's not the guy.
Dion Waiters has the opportunity to resurrect his career after looking like an imbecile and
multiple times.
multiple
Multiple times.
But the guy's a baller, bro. The guy's a baller.
I don't know, bro. But you know what? At least he actually made it to the bubble. We can't say the same about James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
Ah, what a tough one, bro.
Starting star backcourt of the Houston Rockets. These guys didn't even leave Houston.
Both tested
got hit.
positive for COVID-19.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, not that there's any good in that, but
At least they didn't happen in the bubble.
in the bubble, yeah, they tested before, which is pretty smart, to test before you get over there, just so for your own knowledge.
yeah.
But in any of the articles that I read, it didn't really talk about like them coming back after they recover. Like, is that a thing?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Harden, but with Russ, I did see that he said that he plans on joining his team. Now, CRESPO, what do you think? Like, do you think that these guys, being the athletes they are and the conditioning they have, like, do you think that anyone of them would seriously be affected the way that maybe people like you?
They got some good doctors, man.
Yeah,
They got some good doctors.
The best, even
healthy. They're gonna be taken care of top notch. They're gonna be, if they start having any symptoms of lack of respiratory problems or lack of respiratory, if they get any respiratory failure, they're going to be taken care of off rip. They're talking about, nebulized steroids, anything for an infection, antibiotics, anything like that. They're going to just get them right on that.
most
Okay.
definitely, yeah.
You know what? If there's anybody, those NBA players will be the best of it. They're going to get
Yeah,
out.
like-
For sure.
These guys would come
Yeah.
out of it.
Half those guys don't even sneeze when they get it, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
They don't even.
I mean, they're prime specimens, dude. Like, these guys'
Yeah,
whole
they're-
life
they're-
revolves around fitness.
and look at who we're talking about, Russell Westbrook, a freak of nature, bro.
Crazy.
That coronavirus hit him, and they're doing everything in the power to probably get out there. Like, we don't want to be with this guy anymore. We're like, no, bro, this guy's too wild
Might
over
have to
here.
shave Harden's beard off, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
man.
Coronavirus lives in that beard, bro.
That's so Harden, bro. We just shaved his beard. There's somebody else. Don't worry.
That guy looks ugly with that beard, bro. I'm
Bro,
not
that
gonna
guy
lie.
looks wild.
That
without
guy
a
looks
beard.
A
ridiculous.
specimen, man. He looks like a
Damn,
specimen.
bro.
Yeah.
I hope he didn't catch it at the strip club, bro.
Could you imagine, bro?
Hey, bro, that's the king of the strip, dude.
Who?
James Harden.
James Harden's a fan of strip clubs?
Oh, bro, there's strip clubs that have his jersey in them, bro. What? Like you never seen the memes? This is a thing.
I've
No
been away from
way.
social. I've been away from social media for so long.
Nah,
I've never.
bro. Bro, when that boy walks in, you know it's going down.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
man. But so look, let me put on my tinfoil hat for a second though, because your boy Rondo getting ripped and yoked and great. 2 days before he injured his thumb, he was complaining about Disney and his hotel room and the food there.
So you think he
I'm not
that
insinuating
he broke his
anything.
thumb on purpose?
I'm saying that maybe it's not as broken as we all claim it to be. That's all. Just a little tinfoil hat conspiracy
That's
theory.
I that's pretty ridiculous, bro.
Hey man, if you don't like that Velveeta cheese that much, you might do some crazy shit.
I mean, that guy got in some really great shape to come back. I don't think he's gonna jeopardize all that he did just over.
Hey bro, I could be wrong.
I think you just
don't know.
specifically speaking like that because you don't like Velveeta cheese.
I don't like Velveeta cheese, and I'm not a fan of Rondo's game either. So yeah, maybe.
So this guy's just a hater, bro. Hating on Dion Waiters,
bro.
bro. Hating on Rajon Rondo.
I think.
How about you? Do you want to go start for the LA Lakers?
Bro, I have my jersey under this jacket, bro. You let me know, okay? Bron, AD, everybody. I'll show up. I'll be there.
This guy's gonna once he puts up the first shot, all you're gonna hear in the bank room is gonna be loser.
It's okay, bro. I made it to the bubble safe and sound, bro.
Let me tell you,
everybody
airballs
can say
sound worse when there's no audience. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's it, right? It's just gonna
man.
sound
Yeah, what do you
loser echoing through the loser.
That double bounce.
Yahoo! Is that? Oh man.
Now, Washington, D.C.
Oof.
Breaking news.
Redskins.
Formerly known as Redskins. Now they are known as blank football team out of Washington, D.C.
I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on that, and I'm gonna say that South Park called this.
Oh,
They called this.
Yeah.
They called this years ago, man.
Bro, South Park called this. The fans called this. Anybody who wasn't working for the whole organization called this.
Now, I think that, I mean, obviously it's good. The term Redskin is a very
not okay.
It's not okay. It's definitely.
I think that's the best way to put it.
It's definitely frowned upon.
Cool.
Frowned upon in the community, for sure. And let alone that, I believe that area has a big influence with Native Americans. So imagine.
I don't know too much about that area. I've never been. I know that you have.
Yeah, I'm almost positive. Don't quote me on it. That there's a very big group of indigenous Native Americans that live within Washington D.C. Right. So imagine, and let's take it even further. There are schools in the United States that have Redskins as their mascot or have an Indian type mascot. Maybe it's not called the Redskin, they're called the Indians, but guess what? I think that
isn't there a baseball team called
the Cleveland Indians?
Oh my god.
Right.
Are you poking at me too with the Florida State Seminoles?
I mean, well,
they better not change the Seminoles. That's all I'm saying.
You think so? I mean, well, look, it's different because the Seminoles are you're specifically the Seminoles are the Seminoles. That's you're not just they're not just the Redskins. Like, think about that. Oh, let's go play the Miami Brown people. Like, the Miami Caramels. Like these guys. They're the Seminoles.
First off, that sounds delicious. And
the Miami Caramels.
The Miami Caramels. That sounds delicious.
The Miami Caramels.
But make that a candy, not a people. And bro, hey, I don't like the Autry Seminoles, bro. They're gonna be, I don't know.
You think they're next?
The unicorns or something.
Nah, man. As soon as I read that article, I started shaking a little bit. They better not touch my Seminoles.
I don't think that they take off the Seminoles,
bro. Because this is what happens. You get rid of the Redskins, which is appropriate. I agree. Get rid of the Redskins, but then you want more because you're bored.
You really think so? I don't think it's because they're bored. I think it's because of...
Oh, no. I'm saying that the Redskins one isn't because you're bored. I'm saying you keep going down the ladder once you get what you want. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, once again, the Florida Seminoles, the Florida State Seminoles is a football team. And the Seminoles is the mascot in the state of Florida where Seminole Indians...
Where Seminoles have an influence.
And I'm sure if they had a problem with it, they would have been like, yo, but I'm sure... I mean, like I said, don't quote me. I don't know, but... They're using the correct term for them,
Let me ask you this. You think the name would have been more appropriate if they had offered more jobs or, I guess, more influence?
If they would have donated more money?
In Washington?
No.
No?
I think maybe there would have been a better compromise
No
to
way.
things.
I think
And
so
get rid
too,
of it
man.
all. We need new logos. We need new uniforms.
Dude, think about the term a redskin, dude. Come on. You think that through
But the-
money you're gonna buy the come on, guys.
But the problem, look, the reason it's a bad term is because it was used in a negative manner. If there just would have been support from the get, that term wouldn't even have to have been created with a negative connotation.
Yeah, sure. If our founding fathers didn't commit complete genocide and you know, we're cool with these guys and we're like, yo, you know what, we're gonna let you be, but you know, you're a Redskins, you're a buddies. Sure. If in a perfect world we went about it the right way, then yeah, sure. But you can't sit here and tell me that
I'm just
if
saying
these guys did the right thing, and basically what you're telling me is pay out people, give people money so they shut up about it.
I'm just saying that the team from the get, the team didn't try to reach out to that community and see how they felt.
I mean, we don't know that though. Do you know that? I honestly can't
No,
say.
that's definitely they're not approving.
I've
of
read about
Redskins
that.
team.
I've looked into it lightly. I haven't gone too deep into it, but bro, because if they would have gone from the get to ask people, that shit would have never happened. It never would have started out that way anyway.
No.
I
Do you
mean,
think with
they voice their, go ahead.
no, you go.
They definitely voice their opinion a lot because it's been going on
Yeah.
for years, man.
Yeah,
years.
yeah, like this isn't new.
Yeah, I remember I remember under the Obama administration, he had sent out a tweet saying something where they should really consider just consider changing their name. Obviously now with all the movements, with the BLM movements that are going on in the world, people are a lot more vocal and they have power. They feel like through outcry that they could get things done, and we're seeing it. We're seeing the cancel culture take its effect. I mean, for the most part, I agree with most of the things that are getting canceled, but there are some things that are like a little, that goes back to what Raul was saying. It's like, you know what, you want more, you want your voice heard, because you feel like you have power for once.
I mean, that's what social media creates. You have to understand, with social media, you have everybody now has the potential to be a large voice.
Right.
Everybody has the same potential. Now it depends on how much you nurture it and how much work you put into that. But everybody has a platform to themselves to voice their opinions. So that creates a sense of entitlement that your opinion is the right one because there's a possibility that everybody could hear it.
Right.
And you know what?
And that's dangerous.
It's a problem. It's a problem because not because they have their own opinion or anybody has their own opinion, but because they can't accept someone else's opinion. So if I disagree with your opinion, that shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to hear your opinion out. Be like, you know what? Like, I understand that. Maybe I'll add that onto my own opinion.
Exactly.
Or
build
a new opinion.
On, yes.
Exactly. You know, Redskins might have, if someone tells me Redskins is a terrible name, let me hear it out. I'm going to hear it out. All right. You know what? Redskins is a bad name. Maybe we can reach a compromise somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean?
It has bad taste.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's super distasteful for sure. But these guys never asked, because if they did ask, they would have never named it that way anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think that there could be a middle ground in a lot of people's opinions. They just like to argue back and forth and
but at that point, how many people are really trying to keep the name Redskins?
Well, anymore.
I just meant in general, not even the Redskins.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now, with that said, Chance the Rapper. What do you think about?
Oh my God, bro! I hate this story so much.
Oh my God, it's a crazy story.
I hate it so much, bro. I've been a fan of Chance the Rapper since he came out with 10 Days, which was the
you put me onto Chance the Rapper years upon years ago.
Yeah,
we would have jam sessions with Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, bro. We are, bro. I like I said, I started listening to Chance the Rapper when 10 Days came out. I found it on one of those hip hop streaming websites where new music gets released back in the day before Apple Music was as big, back in like maybe a little bit after like the LimeWire days, whatever. So
LimeWire days.
Yeah, I want to say like maybe a couple years after that. So 10 Days was a mixtape that came out while he got suspended for 10 days from school, and he created a whole album.
Wow.
And then after that, he created Acid Rap, which was an album ahead of its time, where a young human being, a young adult, even if that, speaks about his views on drug abuse and how it has affected him, his music, heartbreak. A phenomenal album, a phenomenal album. You know what I'm saying? And after that, he started doing a little bit more gospel. Hadn't completely come out with gospel music, only being that guy. But you started seeing it and you started hearing it in his music. He started getting Donnie Trumpet involved. Donnie Trumpet is a great musician, a I guess, a trumpeter, and they started linking up, and you would see you started seeing the change from Chance as a artist, as a rapper. He stopped talking less about drugs and more about life, and more about, you know, women and loving them, and this, you know, like, let go of all the acid talk and all the drug talk, and convert it into something I liked. And so eventually he completely converted to gospel. But even at that, I am a huge fan of his of what he did prior, but I'm not gonna hate on him just because I don't like the gospel side of it. And it's not even that I don't like it, I do like it, but it's a completely different sound from what he had. Now, the reason why I say this is because once he converted to gospel like that, and he started preaching about Jesus in his music, this guy got really big really fast. And it's crazy because for people like us that saw this guy as kicked off my shoes, tripped acid in the rain, like, talking then from that to talking about Jesus, and, you know, it's like, okay, this guy found Jesus, and in a much better way than, like, for example, Kanye West. That this guy was just spiraling, and I feel like he was like, I don't know what to do. Let me just the church. These guys can't hate me if I love the church, right? That's Kanye's. That's my outlook on Kanye's. But when it comes to Chance, he got really big with gospel, created a huge platform, performed for Obama, you know, like, started getting a huge amount of followings from people all over the world. I even saw him on that tour. And you have this platform where you're able to talk and really do something with your voice. Let alone that he's an activist for Chicago. But now, with all that being said, in the time that we need change the most in this world, you're going to come out and tell me that the best candidate in your eyes is Kanye West.
The candidate for the birthday party. So apparently, well, not apparently, this is what actually happened. Chance went on Twitter this morning, and the first tweet to start all this off was, is it that you guys dislike Kanye that much, or you're that pro-Biden? Right. That's a crazy statement.
Look, man, I think that he went about it the wrong way. And guess what? Kanye West had support from Elon Musk, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
that's what I said. He had support from Elon Musk, which is like the Albert Einstein of this generation, bro. One of the smartest man on this effing planet.
Did he change his opinion on Kanye?
He recently, after this guy came out and said, "Oh, pro-life, all this crazy stuff."
Yeah, don't get an abortion after 6 months. Even crazy
like
stuff.
Saying all this crazy stuff during this interview.
So,
and Elon Musk pulled up. But dude, if you have Elon Musk there, and now imagine if Kanye West would have done everything right, and he would have had Chance the Rapper and Elon Musk, bro. That's a very scary. You know, that could happen, bro. This guy could win.
Man, I just don't understand where you see, like, a person who does music and, you know, they have such an influence on the country, yes, but they're not a politician. They don't understand.
Some could be. Potentially, somebody could be.
I just don't.
It's just not Kanye West.
It's not Kanye West.
Definitely not Kanye
Let alone
West,
that
man.
we're gonna put someone in office that has no political experience after just electing Donald Trump, that has no political experience, and you know, look at where we're at right now.
I mean,
exactly. I mean, go ahead,
CRESPO.
Okay, well, like a better candidate, even in that sense, someone that's involved in the music business, would be like someone like Killer Mike, who is involved in their community, is involved in politics, things like that. But Kanye has never shown any relation with politics at all, ever. He has no understanding of any political rules, laws, anything like that.
Yeah, man. Until right now, bro. And
he never cared about the politics.
What a dangerous way to alter this election right now. And the media is doing a horrible job on just basic, like, they're hyping this all up. There's so many news articles that are talking about Kanye West. And now, bro, like, why? Like, just, I mean, I'm not saying don't talk about it. Just let him know somewhere in the article, by the way, that this isn't the guy that we're looking for. This isn't the answer.
I mean, what is the answer, bro? And then that's where the support. Look, the only perspective I see that about taking Kanye seriously is, bro, you have these two other jokers on board. What are you gonna do? People are just trying to hang on to some shit, but that's not the shit you gotta hang on to. The birthday party is not the party you want to be at right now.
How did we get here?
I just don't understand how we came from, like, some viable candidates throughout the whole running, man. We had some really good candidates going throughout, trying to go into the actual parties, and then they
On
just all got scratched.
On both sides too. On both sides.
Yeah,
Not
on
even
both
split.
sides,
On both
100%.
sides.
Not even Republican, Democrat. No, man, there was both good candidates, and then now we got stuck in the same situation that we were in 4 years ago
Yeah.
with Trump and Hillary, two terrible candidates, and now Trump and Biden, two terrible candidates, and then a third party, Kanye, man.
The birthday party.
And Crespo was saying it before we started doing this before we started doing the show. When did we transition into an era, into a time where you could just be like, I guess I'm gonna run for president? When has that ever been the thing?
Bro, I think it's a systemic problem at that point. I don't think maybe not that the system got broken, but maybe it just wasn't a good system to begin with.
Yeah.
You know? It was probably made by the same guy who thought that the Redskins were a good football team name.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
Yo,
sometimes I get lucky.
Yeah. So let me ask you, any other celebrity except Kanye, who would you pick for the running back?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne 2024.
Oh,
bro.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
What are we
bro.
doing?
I don't understand.
That guy is a man.
Yet.
He's never involved in any bad publicity. That guy is a man of honor, of code. That guy is family oriented. He knows business. He knows how to start companies. He knows how to help out companies. He knows how to help people. He knows how to communicate with people. And guess what, bro? You have all these world leaders, you know, that you know, like I feel like Putin is liked by some people because of his like
toughness.
His toughness. I shoot guns on a bear.
I ride horses shirtless in the tundra.
Let me tell you something, bro. I would love to see a country that's bashing, doing this about America, and then they sit down with the tank,
The Rock. Oh man!
And then I want them to keep on talking all that smack in front of this guy's face.
He comes up and shakes the Rock's hand. He comes up and shakes the Rock hand. That thing's gonna break right on spot.
Yeah.
But then the Rock will sit there and listen to what you have to say,
like a little flower,
or a proper president,
just nourishing, blooming.
Rock 2024.
Joe Rogan for vice president, bro.
Oh man, you saw the words right out of my mouth.
Joe Rogan for vice president, bro. That'd be a hell of a.
And let's legalize it, guys. Come on, just keep the train rolling, guys.
All of it.
Man, that would be a dream right there. Joe Rogan as a VP.
What do you mean, dude? Are you kidding?
That would be amazing,
bro. You know the wisdom that's gonna be inserted into this society, because man, like we have a lot of people who just don't hear sometimes what they need to hear, or just that there are different perspectives other than the life that they're living.
Yeah, I think that's where the Rock would come in with his values, man. I mean, if you
both of those guys, that's the point.
Specifically him. Like, if you go through his comment pages, his feedback from people, like they're constantly talking about how he's changed their lives, how he's motivated them to work out. Both the Rock and Joe Rogan. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like, those are the values you need to instill. Those are the values you need to have as a leader. That would be it, man. 2024.
which is what we need the most right now, man.
We have such a void in leadership.
We need a leader to just lead the way back into the light, dude. To unite. You know, I don't want to use this podcast for us to talk about our political views, but talk about the views that need to be brought to light that are political.
Yeah, man.
You know,
I'm not gonna tell you vote this,
agree.
vote that.
And I'm not gonna sit here and say that Trump sucks. Trump hasn't done all that bad. It's just right now where we need someone to unite, to lead, and to just basically, bro, give us a little bit of security that everything is gonna be okay, man.
You're not hearing that.
Someone at one point tell me it's gonna be okay, dude.
It's gonna be okay.
For the love of
exactly what we need to hear. I mean, just to not Trump bashing or anything. You know, I have no actually standpoint on this. I'm not for or against. But when that whole thing was going on with the Black Lives Matter, that his approach was not the way. We needed someone that was to be like, you know what, this is a terrible situation. We're gonna figure this out together.
Yeah,
you know?
instead of separating them even farther from each other, bro. You need to unite them, not make them. Don't not separate them, bro. You know, bro, people, could you imagine other countries watching the president take that photo in front of that church, throwing tear gas into these peaceful protesters, bro, and then saying that, no, we didn't use tear gas?
I mean, there's a reason we're not welcome in any other country besides Mexico and one country in Africa right now.
We're not even allowed to go to Antarctica, ladies and gentlemen. Are you kidding me?
We can't even go see the penguins.
Bro, those penguins don't want nothing to do with us. Americans, good. Wah, 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 wah.
keep your
We're just gonna keep on tap dancing.
keep your
Happy feet, happy feet.
reality TV
Happy feet.
shows and processed
Happy feet.
burgers.
Happy feet.
Happy feet. I'm
And
just
our
saying.
social media influence, man. Oh my God.
Dude. And
Bro.
our media is the biggest in the world, dude. Our culture is the biggest in the
we're
world.
we're the leading culture. If you really like, when it comes to media and pop culture, we lead the world in some ways. A lot of countries do follow our lead when it comes to the modern trends and fashions and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I guess to fall off like into this, almost like, I don't know. It's like as a country, we look like fucking idiots. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
We look fucking stupid right now as a society.
There are more people that would rather be right than
be helpful.
And yeah, exactly. Like there are people that will just argue their point to the death, instead of meeting someone halfway and listening to their argument, and then maybe using what they're telling you to construct a different opinion so that you could unite. I see people, man, and I went on a full, a couple nights ago, I went on a full tangent when I was on Facebook, and we were researching this article about this woman, Dottie Whitaker, that she got killed in an altercation. But in the article that we were reading, there was a lot of gaps in journalism, and there was also only one side of the story, right? So what do we do when we come across articles like this, Raul? We go and we leave it pending.
We leave it pending and we look for more.
We don't talk about it because it's not a fully developed story. The only reason that I'm talking about this is because I saw on social media someone that just reblogged this article. Granted that they didn't read it. They just saw woman, loving mother gets killed by Black Lives Matter group for yelling out all lives matter. That's the headliner, right? That's the headliner. Right, and the only side of the story is coming from the side of the group where the woman that screamed all lives matter. Yeah. But then when you go and read the article, and if anybody knows about this article, I would urge them to go read it. It's not a fully developed article. Granted, the police haven't even really commented on it, but you're going to go ahead and stir the pot on social media. And what do you gain from it? Absolutely nothing. It's like at this point, you want to divide everything more. And guess what?
Just anger people.
Yeah, man. Like, what are you gaining from this, bro? Like, you know what? It's like a toddler saying, ha, ha, look, I'm right, you're wrong, BLM is BS, ha, ha, look at that. Like, dude, what really grinded my gears is that, bro, we were doing it, like, we were researching articles on the same story for an hour and a half.
And it was just the same
articles. And it was the same it was the same cycle of articles going in. And then this guy just this person just reads the title, and they're like, oh, got these guys. BLM's bullshit. Reblog. Let the world see.
But that's what most people have to do. That's all most people have to do. They just read the title, and they're like, oh, this is wrong. They go immediately to the comment part. And they're like, oh, this is wrong. Man, it's like, what happened to research? You got to look into your things, man.
Dude, exactly.
But that's the thing with social media. You have become allowed to not have to do the research.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanna throw this. I wanna give this an audience. I can. My whole audience gets to see this.
You know what's something that I would give as a tip to actually learn how to do this? You go onto a page, right? This is something I like to do. You go onto a page, and you see an article, like let's say like that one, right? And you see everybody commenting Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Take your time to go onto the opposite comment, someone that is against what everybody else is saying, and then do your research, delve into that one. Yeah. And then that's when you get a different opinion on what the other the formal argument.
But the only way
you get both sides.
Exactly. The only way that you could understand a situation is from both sides of the argument. You know?
Exactly.
If you're only going to listen to one side, then what are you really solving? You know? So what irks me is, I mean, granted that I haven't had social media like this in 2 years. Because of the podcast, you know, I had to reamp my social media. We're promoting. We're trying
to get people to watch us.
Exactly. It's exhausting. But in that process, I'm seeing the huge flaws in social media, you know? Let me give you an example. Instagram. I'm a fan of Instagram right now because if someone posts a story on their feed or on their story, you know, that's with a news article that might not be completely inaccurate, there's a red flag right before you read the article. Remember the one that said the Independent came in and said that this article is lacking details. It's not completely accurate.
Yeah.
So imagine imagine you yourself, right? You read this article, like the article that we're talking about, and you put it up on Instagram. You're going to be less prone to put it up if you have a red flag saying that this isn't completely true, right? Now let's talk about Facebook. And we know about Facebook, right?
I stopped having Facebook for like 2
Facebook
years.
Is Facebook is a very toxic place right now. Facebook is where I saw this article that got reblogged by someone that doesn't know anything about anything and just wanted to stir the pot and get people upset. Now, I think Instagram's I was astonished that Instagram did that. And on top of Instagram doing that, I'm thinking that why doesn't every social media platform do that? Because they don't care enough. You know what happens? The pots get stirred and people just keep on commenting and you're crazy. No this. Instilling hate in people. Why are we allowing these companies to separate us even more?
Because they make more money off ads if you're on more.
Of course.
Typing up your hate.
Of course,
I mean,
man.
they got me there. They got me there because if I read something, I'll start going into like it for hours.
Yeah.
Hours. And I'm like, why am I wasting so much time on this? But like, they got me. They got me.
It happens.
Granted that me and Raul have always like looked into articles a little bit more in detail, and we've spoken about it before we started doing this podcast. That's why we feel like it's come somewhat easy for us to do the research and the journalistic aspect of the show, because we've been doing it. You know, we're not ones to just look at an article and jump quick to the point. If I see a news something on the news and it's reported by Fox News first, I'm still give it a chance. I don't really, Fox News is Fox News. I don't agree with everything that they say, but I'm gonna go read it. I'm gonna go watch it, whatever. And then after that, I'm gonna get the same article and I'm gonna see if I can find it on CNN or maybe on MSNBC or maybe on NPR or maybe on Independent. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find the truth somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna find the truth somewhere in all the news networks that are out there. The truth is out there. People are just too lazy to put the time in. But then don't sit here and argue with me and think that you have a valid argument if you're just reading effing titles, bro. Come on.
I can do the same Google search you just did.
Come on. And in this corner. Man, it's just irking, bro. It's really irking.
But with you being irked, those people succeed.
Oh, of course, they're winning.
You can't, bro.
But they don't have a podcast, and they don't have special guest Alex Crespo in the effing mix, bro.
AKA Suave.
They don't have those solid mics.
Yeah. Look at that. Anybody, give this guy a contract or us.
I want to hang this from the ceiling. I want to hang this from the ceiling right now,
bro. We gotta figure this out. We're gonna get that done. We're gonna be good to go.
Man,
so, Crespo, what do you think about the Miami Heat going into this into the bubble, bro? Do you think they're gonna do anything crazy? Oh no, you're into badminton, right? You're not into basketball, right?
Bro, honestly, I wish you had me for the UFC 251.
Oh, well, we can talk about it. Let's talk about it
for that podcast, man.
Man, yeah,
those fights were crazy. Those fights were crazy.
Bro, I was there watching that fight, man.
Well, the fights leading up to the Masvidal fight were crazy.
The Masvidal fight,
and you know what? Like everybody was so hyped about the Masvidal fight. I was like, yo, that's like the fourth fight that I'm into. Like I was looking at Peter Yan and Jose Aldo.
Hey, that fight, bro. Whoever said Jose Aldo is washed up needs to.
Yeah,
they need to go for a walk.
Jose Aldo is 30-something years old and is now just getting better and better and better.
Bro, he should have gone down to 135 his whole career. I think so.
It's crazy. Did you see that man's back?
Bro, it's crazy.
That guy has a wide frame.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
Crazy.
Shredded.
Yeah, bro.
Shredded.
And then the Holloway and Volkanovski fight, that was crazy too. I think Holloway should have won. I think Holloway got robbed.
You know, as someone who practices it, like I knew as soon as Volkanovski took him down, I was like, that's it. 2 takedowns, they're gonna give it to him. Because the problem with the UFC, the way they judge is like you gotta control. It's a lot about the controlling of the fight. Either controlling the center, controlling on the bottom, all these things. Holloway was giving it to him, bro. He was giving it to him. But as soon as
Holloway's a stud, bro.
Yeah, man. He's an insane fighter. He has this orthodox stance, this orthodox style, man. It's crazy. But as soon as Volkanovski took him down, that was all the control he needed to swing it his way. I was like, damn, man, this is it. He lost the champ right there.
Yeah, bro.
And but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, go.
I was gonna say the real champs in my eyes was Rose I can't even say her name, bro. Not Nagamanov, Nagamanunov.
Not my guy Dadov. I didn't say that right.
Nagasaki.
It's
I
okay.
can't say it.
It's
Bro,
okay.
her striking is the cleanest I've seen.
Bro, Thug Rose is a fucking.
This is the girl. I'm
baller,
sorry,
bro.
guys. I'm still in. I'm getting into UFC very slowly.
Yeah.
She was the girl that had the crazy ass black eye. Was that who we're
Yeah, it's
talking
crazy. Yeah,
Yes,
the blonde girl with the
yes.
crazy
about?
ass
With the
black
crazy.
guy. Yeah, bro. This girl's she won.
The
fight.
big
she,
shiner, man.
She got a $50K bonus for that fight,
Man,
bro.
I think that was probably my favorite fight of the night,
Bro.
That was crazy.
And
That was
then,
mine too, man.
Those girls are scrappers, bro. I mean, I'm for the most part. Every time I watch these women on UFC, bro, these guys come with such like, bro, passion.
I mean, bro, they have more to prove.
Of course, no, I agree. Yeah, I agree completely.
It's crazy.
But they do.
I think that's what the UFC did the best thing on when they were losing fanship. And then they added the women's division, game changer, man. That was a game changer because you see these women that are fierce,
dude.
They're just fierce and thirsty.
And that was a U-turn on their end because Dana White has stated before he would never have women in the UFC. So imagine that U-turn.
Imagine if he was to have that mindset, bro. They probably wouldn't. The UFC wouldn't be as big
Nah,
as it is.
nah.
Oh no!
But you know what?
Definitely.
Out of everything going on right now, man, I think the UFC is doing it the best. Everybody, the way they're handling every situation, UFC is.
Come on, they got their own island, bro.
Bro,
That's what I'm saying.
You want to talk about a bubble for real? These guys got their own island,
bro. From the moment you land on the island to the fight, you get tested 8 different times.
Yeah, man, dude. These guys have it on. These guys are doing it right. I agree completely.
Yeah, man. The bubble, we'll see. But UFC, bro, these guys are killing the game. But yeah, Masvidal, how do you feel about that fight? What do you think?
Man, the way I always see it, as when you're a champion, you do whatever you have to do to make sure you leave champion, right?
Yeah.
And then the opponent has to do whatever they have to do to take away that belt. So when you got a Kamaru Usman, who's a wrestler, you know, he has a tight clinch game. He's known for controlling up close like that. When you're Masvidal, you want to try and keep the distance, man. There was multiple times where he had him up against the fence, and I'm just like, yo, this is your window. Turn it on him. You know, turn that clinch on him. Get control. And Masvidal wouldn't do it. And I was rooting for him, man. He's our boy from Miami.
Yeah,
bro,
Miami
you heard
stand up, bro.
You heard my whole little 15-minute rant about that before.
Yeah, this guy was very
adamant. Man. But bro, he just didn't have it, bro. That 20 pounds in a week drop.
Yeah,
that'll do it, bro.
I think that left
That's a fat ass cut, bro.
Very fatigued, bro. And then on top of that, you're going against someone that's a wrestler that clenches like that. That's exhausting.
Kamaru Usman's no scrub, bro. That guy's
he's a champ for a reason.
He's a champ for a reason, bro.
That guy did his homework, bro.
I will say this though, not to give an excuse for Masvidal, but definitely if he did have a full camp, it might have been a different game, bro.
Yeah,
I agree.
If he would have had a lot of go on.
I agree with you, but remember the original fight was gonna be that. So he trained for a while, had like 3 to 4 week gap, and then picked up training again.
Yeah, but 3 to 4 weeks
will ruin it for you. That'll ruin it.
Will set you back.
That'll ruin it.
The thing is, when you train for the person that you're fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, like specifically
so you
towards
go
them.
Exactly. So like that's where your camp goes around. Like I don't know if you guys ever seen like the Ultimate Contender.
Yeah.
What is it?
The Ultimate Fighter.
The Ultimate Fighter. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that.
It's
I
okay,
love that
bro.
show.
You've seen the wall too many times. That's all.
This guy's sober.
I'm sober. This is post COVID right now.
Congratulations, by the way, on achieving soberness, man.
Oh man, I haven't touched alcohol, nothing, bro, nothing. Just straight healthy lifestyle.
Dancing and, go on.
I mean, that's what it is. You know, the strip club. It's a bad environment.
Before we started recording, this guy was showing us his moves. There was a stripper pole behind him. We'll try to get him on a couple weeks from now so we can see the progress.
Why do you think he's so close up, bro? He's hiding the pole.
My head's blocking it right now.
Oh my god!
So I got a portable one right here. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god! We strip on the go.
What you were saying? I'm sorry to interrupt. You saying CRESPO?
No, you're good. That it's just like if you watch that show, it's basically like a mini camp. They talk about who they're fighting and they train them based off that fighter. And that's what I think that's what Masvidal was missing in this one.
I agree. But hey, man, he came out, he fought, and what I really appreciated was there was no trash talking at the end, bro. Mutual respect all around. We'll run it back one day, but cool. It was what it was.
Yeah, you know what? I noticed that a lot now with with the UFC being without an audience,
Yeah.
bro, it's more sportsman-like, and that's something more I could appreciate, like with the martial arts aspect of it.
Yeah, man. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, bro. So I guess with that.
Well, I want to go ahead and point out that Star Wars spinoff will be coming out. I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars, as you heard my rant a couple episodes ago. So there's this group called the Bad Batch.
Tell me more about it because I didn't watch a Clone Wars.
Okay, so look,
put me
I don't know if you remember this. Maybe Crespo remembers this. There was a game. I don't know if you played You like Star Wars, Crespo?
I do, but I'm not like as big a fan as you guys. I don't have a tattoo on my arm.
Oh yeah, what are you trying to say? Okay, so
mine is on my leg.
So when I was a kid, they came out with the game that I've been really hoping that they reboot. It was called Republic Commando, which was a video game based off the clone troopers. But I'm talking about in this game, they made these clone troopers look like huge, bro, with like, you know, and it was this first person view of what these guys had to do, like fighting in Geonosis and in certain planets, Camino, like it was like a rated R version of what these oh man, it
sounds cool.
It's an amazing game, bro. I'm talking about these guys, Republic Commandos, bro. I'm telling you, these guys were monster jacked clone troopers. The reason why I say that and I bring that up is because the Bad Batch is a group of uniquely genetically modified clone troopers that all of them have like a different ability, you know. So one of them is a very tech savvy type of guy, you know, very, very smart, very, you know, comes in, does what like droids do, but on a faster level. One of them's a tank of a character that's huge, bro. I'm talking about this guy's huge, just coming in, breaking stuff, doors open, right?
Me too.
And then you got like a sharpshooter, and then you have the leader, which is, bro, you would love it. It reminds me of you so much.
Oh, thanks.
He walks around, he looks like Poe Dameron.
Oh, Captain Poe Dameron.
And he has we're gonna come at you with everything we got.
I love that guy.
He has the Rambo, the little red,
yeah,
bro, crazy little character.
You know what we mean, guys.
So this these guys help
bandana.
Yeah, bandana. These guys help out Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars series, and you know, so now obviously with everybody liking what they saw with these guys, they're gonna do a spin-off specifically on how these guys became to be the Bad Batch of soldiers, which is basically these genetically modified soldiers that were all accidents, that they didn't do this on purpose. They just came, they were like, you know, the rejects. They came out, but they formed together, and together these guys.
Well, hey man, that's a badass name for a group.
The Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch,
bro. It's like, you know what's funny is that every time I think of the island for UFC, now I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, the Bad Batch is on Yas Island.
Yas Island, bro. Fight Island is like, Fight Island has to be the best thing to come out of 2020. Bro.
Nah, yeah, that's something that's.
Hey guys, let's get an island. Specifically, bro, they built this whole stadium on, like, this was not there before. They built this whole thing just specifically for this, bro.
You think the UFC generates more money than the NBA? Why do you think the NBA did something like this?
Too many people,
too many teams, right?
Just come on, think about it. You have
it's UFC fighters compared to a whole 15-man roster team.
Just a team. You got 15 players. That's just
you're right. Guys, I'm sorry. I had a brain fart. I didn't even think about before I asked that. See, that's why you gotta think about what you say before you say it.
251 alone had 2,200 personnel going.
Really?
Like
NBA's
involved in it.
Oh man, yeah. So I could only imagine.
Insane more.
Yeah, like 10,000. 10,000.
Easy.
For sure.
Now I'm wondering if they're gonna use the same camera crews and everything as soccer, since they're already there.
As far as what for the
games and what
in Orlando?
In Orlando, because like soccer is also playing at
right
MLS. So wouldn't they use the same cast, like not cast, but you know what I mean, like production crew for at least like cameramen?
I think it depends because
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, look. So put it to you like this: my only knowledge on it, I have a good friend of mine, Ivan. You might know him as Tumbling Cameraman, the guy that fit on national television. Great guy. I love you. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
And he tells me that the people that he works for Hard Rock Stadium not only work for Hard Rock Stadium. So these guys, you know, granted that the football season is a lot shorter than like baseball and hockey and basketball. So the guys that follow, the cameraman for football once the football season ends, some of them have a job at Marlins Park. Some of them have a job at where the Panthers play.
Okay, so they go from
right, because I'm thinking that maybe because if the way that you operate a camera for soccer might be completely different from the way that you operate
for a basketball game.
But at the same time, I mean, bro, if you're a cameraman, you're a cameraman. It's all about adapting. So I don't know. I would think that some of them might get used again.
Recycled. I just feel that would make more sense. Yeah.
On the same note, like I think also the NBA has so many so many cameras on the basketball courts, like hanging vertically, all that stuff versus soccer that has it like you know what I mean, just right up on the sidelines. So it's different technology. I don't know. I don't know anything about that though.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh no, I'm just throwing it out there. If anybody has a better answer for me out there in the internet, please let us know. By the way, we want to let you guys know about voice messages. Jonathan, can you take lead on that?
Yeah, man, absolutely. So we do a lot of our stuff on Anchor, right? So when you go into the KNR Podcast bio, or if you have me on Instagram or him, we have Anchor that once you click the link, it sends you over to our page where you could also, from there, you could listen to it on Spotify if you prefer it on Spotify. But let's get back to the point, which is once you get to that Anchor page, there's a little
message box.
It's a little message box that says plus and then message. So what you do there is you click it and it gives you the opportunity to record a message that sends to us. Now it sends it over to us so we can listen to what question you have to ask, what information you want to put in with something in the news that you want us to talk about.
Just a suggestion for us to talk about.
Anything.
Now that doesn't guarantee we're going to talk about it.
But we'll reach back out to you. We definitely will reach back out to you, and we'll tell you what's up. So
send us some crazy shit.
In the process of that, what that audio file that you send us, we say it stays with us. So if we like what you're saying, we could use that audio file and put it into the podcast, put it into the show. You know what I'm saying?
We'll let you know, obviously, give you a shout out for sure. But if you have something interesting to say,
if we see that you guys out there are vocal on topics and things that you want to talk to us about, we could do a show where it's like a Q&A, or where it's like we bring out other people's stories on what they want to do. You know, like maybe they don't want to be on the show, but they want to just throw a little, hey man, I'm dealing with this. Hey man, this is what I've gone through. Hey, have you heard about this? If we like it, we'll put it on here. Why not?
It's on you guys.
And guess what? Hear it. In a week, we're going to be on Sirius XM. So who knows, bro? You might make it to Sirius XM if it's something that's worth talking about. But granted, let's try to keep it PG for everybody. No cursing. Let's try to keep it PG. All right, Crespo? No yelling.
I definitely.
I tried my best here, but
I don't.
No, it's okay.
I don't succeed.
It's hard. We got to do a better job once we get on Sirius XM.
But specifically for Sirius XM, if you're gonna listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, we fucking rage.
We rage, fucking
you
rage.
Fucking animals.
But hey, we're trying to. We want to have something for everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get Disney-fied,
Disney-fied, this guy in Disney. By the way, they closed down Hong Kong Disneyland after reporting 1,000 cases.
I don't believe it's 1,000.
1,000 cases in Hong Kong, and they're shutting everything down.
I don't believe anything coming out of China.
We get 10,000 cases, and we open our Disney. So you tell me what's going on.
Who's lying?
Come on, bro.
I don't know.
At first, I read it, and I'm like, wow, look at these guys setting the move. And then I'm like, bro, this isn't Hong Kong.
I don't know, bro.
I'm like, this isn't Hong Kong, bro. This isn't accurate.
I just hope
leave it up to Florida to just open up when you have a
oh no, well Florida opens the last two parts tomorrow.
Guy, New York hits 10,000 and they close down the state. We hit 10,000 and we open up Disney World. We hit 15,000 and we decide to open up everything.
But they have sanitation stations. Just know that.
Sanitation stations. There's probably a jingle out there.
Oh, bro.
I like that. It rolls off the tongue,
bro,
right?
It rolls
sanitation station.
Hey, girl, you feeling dirty? Let's go to the sanitation station. Drake, what are we doing? Metro, what are we doing?
Metro.
I need a sick beat, bro. I'll just say the same thing over and over again. What are we doing? Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to...
He'll do my ad-libs.
Nieves. All right. So obviously we're getting to the point of the show where we are out of nonsense and out of content, and we don't want to take any more of your time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jonathan.
I'm Raul.
The guy under me is
Alex Crespo.
I'm Alex Crespo.
Hey, wait,
can you do that again? For having, man.
Can you do that again? I want to see that one more time.
Whoa.
show. Let me see. You got tickets to that gun show?
Do you have explosives in those biceps?
Someone call NASA because we have liftoff.
Wow.
Is this the point where I plug in my
Right here.
Cash App for tips?
You want a tip? Don't cross the street on the green light, okay?
Please, for the love of God. All right, guys.
All right.
So that's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Take care, everybody. Thank you for listening. CRESPO, thank you for having us on. We're happy you're safe. We're happy your family's
Yeah,
safe.
thank you for having
Everybody.
CRESPO, thank you for having us on your podcast. Raul just said it best right there. We appreciate you for letting us come on and be on your show.
Everybody, use the hand
thank you,
sanitizer.
guys.
Don't
Thank you,
drink it,
guys.
okay?
I'll try to schedule another time for you guys to come back on my podcast, right?
No, anytime, man. Hey, we appreciate it.
Thank you for having us on your podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're a great guy.
Signing out.
Later, guys. Be safe.
Later.
God, I fucking hate that guy, bro.
Bro,
I fucking hate that guy. Why did we bring this
Yo,
guy on? Oh,
Where's the
shit.
hang up button?
Oh,
I can't find
dude,
the hang up button.
I'm so, this is so embarrassing. Did you hear what I said?
What'd you say?
if you
said something?
didn't,
No, I didn't say anything.
we were questioning why we brought you on.
How do we kick this guy out of here?
Why are you still here?
Yo, is it the red button right here that says leave?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm trying to get you out of here, too. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, man, for real?
Oh, okay, there we go. All right, CRESPO, we love you, bro. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Speak for yourself.
God, I fucking hate that guy, bro.
No, stop recording.
I hate that. Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. We want to thank you so much. Before we log off, do you want to add anything to...
We're still not sure whether we hate CRESPO or not, apparently.
Man, it's just that he had a good story. We wanted to tell you. No, we're just kidding, man. We love that guy to
No.
death, bro. This is all for fun.
We don't know how to use Zoom, so we don't know how to stop recording at this moment. So as I keep talking, Jonathan, stop recording.
Oh, no. Do you want to just... Can you do me a favor and just... Can you start dancing for them again like we did last time? We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Later, guys.